Hi, good evening, good morning, and good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dr. Carl Balita and welcome to Bridges. Ito po ang bagong program ng CBRC.TV. Siyempre po sa pakikipag-ugnayan at pakikipagtulungan hatid sa inyo ng UST Alumni Association. At ngayon po makakasama natin ang ating mga representatives ng isang importanteng alumni group, ang College of Education. At sino pa nga po ba kung hindi ang aming ang presidente po ng UST Alumni Association, si Dr. Evelyn Songko. Magandang gabi, Ma'am Evelyn. Hello.
Ay, magandang gabi. I'm so good. I feel so good. Magandang gabi, Carl. At magandang gabi rin sa ating mga viewers. Maraming salamat. You're joining us. Nako, kitang-kita ko kagad si Attorney Dwight. Kasama natin ngayon, nakakatuwa, no? Meron tayong napaka-importanting kasama. Siya ay Dean ng College of Education of UST. Siya ay si Dean Pilar Romero, Ph.D. Si Dean Pilar, siya ang unang-unang naging principal ng senior high school ng UST. At si Dean Pilar ay laging-laging iniimbita sa maraming gatherings, sa mga seminars, sa mga fora. Very active na member yan ng CEAP. Dean Pilar, welcome. Welcome to Bridges.
Dean Pilar, magandang gabi po sa inyo. College of Education Alumni Foundation Incorporated. Hi, Dean Pilar. All right. Si Dean Pilar is having bad signal since kanina pa.
Oo
but
nga.
We will do our best.
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
Yeah. And okay. And alam mo, Ma'am Evelyn, in the spirit of the Thomasian faith, hope, and love, nandito tayo. Unending grace, yun ang mga taglines natin. Pero the beauty of this, the beauty of this is we are now sharing it to the world. No, we're not limiting it only to the Thomasians, but we're trying to reach out to everybody and wanting to really contribute to their development. Ano po?
Yeah. At saka kaya nga tayo, no, pinili natin ang ating title, Bridges, because it's very symbolic for all of us. Bridges would really be link. It will enable us to cross over. Nakakatuwa yan kasi connection ng mga tao, connection ng learning, at saka connection ng receiving, teaching, lahat ng tao nako-connect ng bridges. So sa atin, wala tayong walls. Bridges meron tayo. Kino-connect natin ang mga tao. Pero parang nahirapan mag-connect si Dean Pilar.
Especially in times of the pandemic, Ma'am
Yes.
Songko, ano? Yun po ang ating yun ang ating kailangan gawin because we have to be bridges for each other. Ano po? Ayan. Kumusta naman, Ma'am? Ang ating how's your day? How's your life being a senior citizen in a quarantine? Sorry.
Ay nako, na-enjoy ko rin yung quarantine, na-enjoy ko rin yung flexible learning, na-enjoy ko din yung mga ginagawa ko kasi as mother, as teacher, as also leader of some organizations, napapag-isa ko sila. Siguro ito yung lesson sa atin ng pandemic na ito. Marami tayong pwedeng maging ma-recreate sa ating buhay, hindi ba? Alam mo ngayon, Carla, dapat nga hindi akong mauna dito pero kaya lang pinag-usapan natin maunang mga teachers. Kasi bukas sasabihin na natin Happy Teachers Day. Bukas, yan ang World Teachers Day, October 5. Oo. Itong buwan na to ng October, nakakatuwa. Ha? Ito ay Teachers Month, Month of the Holy Rosary, hindi ba? At saka natutuwa din ako, birthday din ito ng husband ko, October 7. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So my husband, October 7 yan. Oo, yes,
alam
October 7.
Napakaganda ng topic natin. Ang ganda ng topic natin, kasi ang topic natin is about values education.
Values.
In the new normal, in the blended learning, and so on.
Yes.
Kaya nga, I'm worried about it. Are you worried about the emerging experience? Mataas daw ang case ngayon ng depression, mataas ang cases natin ng mga, alam mo yun, anxiety disorders, mataas ang cases even ng ng women abuse. Maraming nabuntis ngayon na hindi naman nila gusto. Meron po tayong mga cases daw ng incest as per report. Ngayon, sabi ko nga, ano ba dapat di ba dapat ang home ang first school ng lahat ng tao? Hindi ba dapat yung home siya yung haven? 'Di ba? No, Ma'am Onsong ko, no? Siya yung haven natin. O bakit
alam mo,
yung
kanina,
home?
oo.
Go ahead,
yeah. Sige, go ahead. Alam mo kanina, Carl, nag-usap na kami. Nagkukwentuhan kami tungkol dyan. Sabi namin, di ba, ngayon, ang teachers, talaga namang binibigyan natin ang mga teachers ng focus ngayong month na to. Bukas, maraming babatiin tayo ng mga guro, maraming mga sakripisyo ang ating mga guro, marami silang role na ginagampanan. Talagang pag nakita mo ang isang guro, alam mo hindi lang siya matalino sa sa mga content of the subject matter, marami siyang ginagawa sa classroom. Siya ay sharer ng knowledge, siya ay formator pa ng values. So ngayon, etong dati kasi parang nakafocus tayo sa teacher na sila lang yan, pero with this pandemic at nagkaroon tayo ng flexible learning, kanina pinag-uusapan namin, parang mas lalong nabigyang diin yung partnership ng school at saka ng home. Kasi sa home talaga nagsisimula ang lahat-lahat ng values formation. Kaya yung sinabi mo, merong mga nagkakaroon ng depression, nagkakaroon ng problema sa bahay, ganyan-ganyan. So, I think magsisimula values formation. Pagkatapos, sasamahan niya ng teacher, magiging partner sila at magpapatuloy ang partnership nila. Carl, maniniwala ka pag sinabi ko sa'yo ang values formation ay isang palaging work in progress, hindi ba?
Yeah.
Magsisimula
hindi
sa pagkabata.
Sa school lang.
Yes, hindi natatapos. Kaya,
anyway, ma'am, bago natin ituloy ang discussion natin about values formation, engage muna natin ang ating mga viewers, no? Gusto natin maalala nila lahat. Meron po tayong, so far, we are being shared by 120 branches of the Carl Balita Review Center all over the country.
Diba,
at sa ngayon, marami pong nanonood sa atin. May isa akong tanong ko sa inyong lahat na viewers namin ngayon at paki-message nyo lang sa amin. Ano po? Ito ang tanong namin. Sino ang naaalala mong teacher at anong natutunan mo sa teacher na naaalala mong yan? Sino ang paborito mo? Bakit mo siya naging paborito? Ano ang natutunan mo sa kanya? Ano ang napala mo sa pagiging isang estudyante sa classroom niya? Sige po, gusto namin basahin yan. At syempre, maya-maya pag-uusapan natin, may engage po kayo dapat dito. So sa mga nanonood sa atin sa Facebook at sa mga kasama po namin sa iba't ibang platform tulad ng YouTube, ang suggestion lang po namin, sumali kayo sa aming talakayan. Pag nilagay ninyo yung message ninyo, nababasa namin at i-share natin para hindi lang kami nagsasalita, hindi lang kami ang nagdadala ng conversation dahil kasali po namin kayo sa palatuntunang ito. Okay. Sabi, maraming, ayan. Who is your favorite teacher and what is the most important lesson that you have learned from him or her? Sige nga po, payabangan tayo. Sabihin nyo, wala ka sa teacher ko. Ang teacher ko ay ganito. Alam nyo, meron po ako hindi makakalimutang teacher. Ano nga bang apelyido niya? Oh my God, I forgot. Nakalimutan ko. Naalala ko lang po siya nung inawardan ako sa aming bayan sa Nauhan, Oriental Mindoro. At siya yung nagpakilala sa akin, yung ako yung natatanging anak ng Nauhan. Alam nyo, ang sabi niya sa akin, ako daw yung batang hindi niya naalalang, ang batang hindi marunong umupo. Sabi ko, bakit po hindi ako marunong umupo? Kasi ako daw yung napakalikot na bata at ang sabi niya sa akin, siguro daw kung ako daw yung batang na-diagnose. Kung meron lang daw ADHD nung panahong yun, malamang na-diagnose daw po ako ng ADHD at ang kanyang kinuwento pa sa akin ay pag siya daw gagawa ng eksaminasyon para sa aming klase noon, kailangan meron siyang kung 25 items yung test ng aking mga classmates, yung sa akin dapat 50. Kasi pag hindi daw po naging 50, manggugulo na daw ako. So sabi ko, parang halatang halata kung ano ako naging dahil doon. Ayan, sabi ni George ko, thank you for all the work and sacrifices in your vocation as our mentors in life and education. Mr. George Co. Jr., maraming salamat po sa inyong mensaheng yan. Good evening, dear colleagues. Sabi, Happy Teacher's Day, sabi ni Jason de Guzman. Okay, Johansson de Guzman. Nawala po si Ma'am Ida. So, yeah. Happy Teacher's Day daw, sabi ni A. Bangs. Nako, ako po'y sanay mag-isa kasi ako po'y mag-isa sa aking programa sa teleradyo. Ayan, pumasok na si Dean Pilar. Hi, Dean Pilar. Magandang gabi sa'yo. Okay. Magandang gabi, ma'am. Yeah, we can hear you, Miss Dean Pilar. Okay. Go ahead. All right. Medyo naglalag yung kanyang internet. This is the challenge really of our times. Dati-rate, ang sinasabana natin traffic. Ngayon ang sinasabana natin ay poor signal. Okay? Miss Manalo of RAHS, the reason why I became an English teacher too, she lived what she taught, an epitome of integrity. Wow! Siguro galing kay Nanette Fernandez. Kung sino man nakakakilala ng Miss Manalo ng RAHS, ano kayong RA? High school yung isang yon. Congratulations po sa inyo at naalala kayo. Imagine nyo kung maaalala ka ng estudyante mo after how many years, how would that feel? By the way, for your information, si Dean Songko, si Ma'am Songko, isa rin pong guro. Ma'am, nice to have you back.
Yeah, nawala.
Ikaw, Ma'am, sinong naalala mo?
May mga students nga ako dyan, nakita ko kanina. Oo. Thank you, Dr. George. Ha?
Sinong naaalala mong teacher mo?
Ako?
Oo.
Ako naaalala mong teacher ko. You know, the one who really, I remember very well, si Ma'am Minerva Gonzalez. At saka si Dean Custodio. At saka si Father Antonio Gonzalez. Nakakatuwa silang mga teachers.
Okay.
Nakakatuwa sila. Marami kang, teka lang ha, marami ka ring naaalalang teachers, di ba, Carl?
Marami, ma'am. Marami ako. Mas naalala ko teacher yung mga hindi ko makakalimutan si Dean Shirley Peña. Okay, may her soul.
Yes, of course.
Si Ma'am Peña. Alam, pag nagtuturo niya, kapikit siyang ganon. Tapos dahil tala siya ng salita. Lahat ng sinasabi niya, tinitignan namin nasa loob ng libro. Sabi namin, oh my God! Tapos na tinuturo niya, Fundamentals of Nursing. Alam mo ba, ma'am, yun ang naging yun ang tinuro kong subject. Hindi ko siya makakalimutan talaga. Pero pag nagbigay siya ng exam, wala doon sa lahat ng sinabi niya, yung tinatanong niya. which made us read more. Sobra.
Natutuwa ka ba dun sa Carl? Natutuwa ka ba sa mga reactions ng ating mga viewers? Nakakatuwa, kasi yung appreciation sa teachers, di ba? Nakakatuwa yun.
Alright. Anyway, ma'am, pag-usapan na natin yung the values that we should have learned in this pandemic. Naririnig na ba tayo ni Ma'am Pilar?
Naririnig kaya niya tayo.
Problematic talaga. Anyway, Ma'am Songko, kasama natin lahat ng viewers natin. Kasali natin sila sa conversation na ito. Okay, ma'am,
syempre.
Natin. Ano dapat ang values na natutunan natin dito sa ating pandemic experience? Ano dapat
ito talaga, nakakatuwa. Ito talaga yung values formation in the new normal. Di ba? Kasama ang school, kasama ang parents, kasi ang parents ang first teachers, ang parents ang first teachers. At kasama rin dyan, yung ating mga nasa industry, mga HRs natin na nagtuturo din ng values. Fino-form din nila yung ating mga employees. Continuing ang values formation. Oo. Okay. Ikaw, Carl, sa tingin mo, yung value ng pandemic na ito, ano yung itinuturo sa atin?
Humility.
Oh yes, I agree.
Yung humility, ma'am, na wala ngayong mayaman, wala ngayong presidente ng Amerika, wala ngayong mahirap, diba? Wala ngayong Santo Papa, wala ngayong bata, wala ngayong matanda, dahil pantay-pantay ang ating kinalalagyan ngayon. Lahat tayo ay kailangan mag-ingat, na ang kalaban natin, imagine, napaka-advance na ng technology natin, ma'am, Pero look at what we have become. We are afraid of the unseen enemy. I think humanity should learn humility in this pandemic.
And
that we are
now
not the
also,
superpower.
True. And then now also, during this pandemic, the value of prayer, the value of bonding us in prayer. Ang tinuro din sa atin yan ng mga teachers natin, hindi ba? Sa eskwelahan. At ng mga parents natin. Yan yung mga values na parang talagang very strong ang dating sa atin ngayong pandemic na ito, sa new normal. Kahit sa flexible learning, I think dyan sa flexible learning, nakita mo yung parents at saka yung mga teachers nagtutulungan. So merong value of cooperation, of supporting one another. Di ba?
Collaboration.
Supporting one another.
Even in business, Ma'am Evelyn, even in business, speak of that, no? Kailangan talaga. Grabe yung collaborative challenge sa amin ngayon. Kasi pag hindi ka nag-collaborate at hindi ka humble enough to realize na yung restaurant mo kailangan ng mga riders, no? Na kailangan mo makiusap sa tao mo dahil they brave the traffic, they brave the storm of the virus. Talagang, I mean, it's teaching us so much. Let's ask our audience, ano po? Pwede po bang matanong kayo bilang bahagi ng ating malaking conversation? Sa ngayon, pumapalo po tayo. By now, we should be viewed by thousands all over the country. Pwede po bang mag-message kayo, mag-chat kayo in Facebook? Ano yung value na palagay nyo dapat natutunan ng humanity dito sa ating experience na ito? Gusto po namin pag-usapan yan. Alright. By the way, basahin ko po sabi ni Ma'am Nanette Fernandez, my favorite were Mrs. Nietas and Dr. Hina Hernandez. High standards that made us level up. Okay, talagang level up. Mga Thomasians ang nanonood sa atin. Sige po, help us. Dean Pilar, anytime you can come in, please come in.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Very nice.
Dean Pilar.
I'm back.
Finally. By the way, bago nga pala, bago
ang Pilar. Ma'am, so samantalahin natin ang signal ni Dean Pilar, baka mawala mamaya. Dean Pilar, please tell us, as the Dean of the College of Education of UST and the Principal of UST High School, ano sa palagay niyo po ang dapat nating maiturong value sa ating mga estudyante ngayong new normal through the blended education?
Yeah, we have been so bombarded, with the idea of teaching our young people resilience, diba? That has often been the emphasis now. But for me, without hope, resilience is nothing. So I believe that more than resilience, it is hope that we should be teaching our young people. There are 2 studies done abroad, and they tried to see which really is the operational value now in this time. And what they saw really is hope. In fact, in one study, it is said that the leading cause of death now is hopelessness. It's nothing else. Okay, so, and they found out that only hope among the virtues has 80% connection with resilience. So I think
Ayun.
Naman, sayang.
Should be part more student. A difficult time. Yeah. Okay, we are in a very difficult time. Correct? Okay. But with hope, we know that this is not forever. This is something we pass through, and it is something that we face. Now, hope that is active. Kasi yung iba pag sinabing hope, akala nila, sige, we just wait for good things to come. No. We are talking of active hope, and teachers could impart that to their students if they themselves are very positive and hopeful. No, so siguro magandang tignan kasi parang hindi natin siya masyadong napapansin, di ba? Among the virtues, but in this difficult time, it is really hope that will tide us over. Okay, no? So yun yung nakikita ko.
Wonderful message yan,
Ma'am Soko, naalala mo si Father
Napakagandang. Nawawala tayo.
Si Father Timoner, Dr. Evelyn. Go ahead, Ma'am Pilar. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, you were saying about Father Timoner?
Oh, kasi siya yung speaker namin dati sa Hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ang
Yeah,
ganda
alam
ng
nyo,
sinabi
sinabi
ni
niya,
Ate
it's
Janet. Oh.
sabi niya, hope is the radical refusal
Yes.
to believe in the limitations of God's limited power. So we
Yes.
refuse. By hope, we refuse that
Yes.
God's power has limits. Okay,
Yes,
it has no
that's
limit,
true.
di ba?
Yes,
And
that's
sabi nga,
true.
with hope, then we become optimistic because the future looks bright, and that what we're
Yes.
experiencing may be difficult, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, etc.
Yes,
Okay, di
yes,
ba?
that's
Nice.
true.
Oh.
That's something we hold
Mm.
on to, no? Despite
Yeah.
all
Eh,
that is happening.
Ma'am Pilar,
Mm.
Dr. Pilar, the question is, as teachers, how do we teach hope?
Okay,
How do we teach
first,
hope? How do we
yeah.
communicate hope?
Okay. Alam mo, right now kasi we do remote teaching di ba? No?
Mm.
Personally, my experience, what I do when I would upload materials to my students, I do not only upload materials. I also upload greetings. I also upload like small pep talk. Like for example, okay, you will submit this on this date. No, I hope you are doing okay. It's a very difficult time, but I believe that you've got what it takes to tide over this difficulty. So in that way, you do not only talk to them about official or academic matters. You also talk to them about life and snippets of life. In that way, you are able
Okay.
to inject hope into your lesson. And ito alam ni Evelyn ito, I'm a person really filled with a lot of humor. I love humor and all that. So when I am teaching my students, even if sometimes I really feel like this is so bad and all this, I do not show that. No, so basically there are two ways, but the most effective way is you yourself witness to that hope that you want to inculcate in them, no, by being hopeful yourself. Okay?
Mm.
Yeah.
Meron isa na namang study, no, na nabasa ko. Children, divorced parents should never ever talk to their small children about the difficulty they are going through, because it affects them so much psychologically and emotionally. In fact, it is shown that parents who would always rant about life, about miseries to their children end up to be tormented. So for teachers, no matter how rotten you feel, okay, you still maintain that positive outlook and hopeful stance so that you can communicate that to your student. Of course, it's different yung sinasabi nilang toxic positivity, di ba? Meron tayo ngayon nababasa sa ating toxic positivity. This is positivity. You are aware that times are hard. You don't deny that. But you are also aware that hard times do not last. That there is always that, yes, there is always that bright future awaiting us. It may not be now, it may take some time, but the certainty of that is always there.
Yeah. Tama.
Share lang
I
natin ang
agree.
message
I
ni Ma'am
agree
Ida.
with you, Pilar. At saka isa pa that is one thing, Carl, about teachers. Sa teachers, you do not just give the content or the lesson. Actually, when you communicate with your students, you actually give yourself. Yung kabuuan mo. That's why it is through that you are able to form students. Actually, yung values, doon ka lang nagsisimula is that you're not really teaching values As teacher, you are inspiring your students. It's when you inspire that they develop the values.
And Ma'am Pilar, sa situation ngayon, Ma'am Pilar, sa situation ngayon, di ba, as an educator, may difficulty silang mag-aral. The digital divide is there. Let's face it.
Yes.
Let's face it that some students are so equipped with 100 Mbps, the others are just loading in the sari-sari store. Okay, and the competition is not between who is more intelligent and who is not. It's who is more supported and who has the technology to learn more. Okay, how do you give hope to them as a teacher of this new normal? How do you handle that situation?
Okay.
How should the teacher handle that situation?
Yeah. Alam mo, personally, I'm going through that now, and I could really empathize and commiserate with the students. But the faculty members, the teachers in our academic unit were already told beforehand that we really have to stretch our compassion to our students. Okay? In fact, we are not very strict about attendance now because we know that students are really having a very difficult time. So we may ilang beses na namin we reiterated several times to our teachers, give them a lot of time to be able to comply because not all internet are created equal, no? hindi pare-pareho, no? I mean, that is a
Din Pilar, not all parents are created equal.
That's true.
Diba? Some parents are techie, some parents are not.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. Kaya nga, yung sinasabi nilang flexible learning, I would also say flexible teaching because not all teachers also are equal, no? There are teachers who are tech savvy and there are teachers who walang masabi, no? Kasi iba tech savvy, iba walang masabi, no?
Talagang masabi.
Yes.
Walang kasabi-sabi.
Yes, that's true.
So, Pilar, somebody mentioned about compassion as another value that we should learn. So tell us about how do we teach compassion? Okay, given the new normal and given the situation. Sabi ni Ma'am ano yan? Of course, Ma'am Ida Chongkot, special shout out. Be positive and compassionate. How do we teach compassion?
Yeah. One Jesuit writer, no, yung isang Jesuit writer, dinefine niya yung compassion as entering into the crisis of a person and trying to help that person get out of that crisis. Okay? So, before we can even teach compassion, we have to understand first what the person is going through and try to paint in our mind and in our heart how that person is trying to cope with that situation. Okay, and then when we are able to do that, that's the time we can help the person get out of that. Now, how do we teach that? No, compassion is not something that we really teach.
True.
Diba? It's something that we, again, I would emphasize, it's something that we have to witness to. Okay?
So, become a witness to.
Yes,
okay.
It's
you have
something
to be
that
compassionate
yes,
first.
you have to be compassionate yourself so that your compassion will rub in the other person. No? Kaya lang kasi, ang tendency natin, yung mga psychologists, meron silang tinatawag na conversational narcissism. Ano yung conversational narcissism?
Oo nga, explain mo yan.
Yeah. Minsan, instead of us being compassionate and practicing empathy, pag may nagsabi sa atin, nahihirapan ako, my marriage is going through a very difficult time. Anong magiging sagot natin? Ako nga, ganyan din nangyari din sa akin yan So, ang nangyayari, it becomes all about you, not all about the other person. So that is what we mean by conversational narcissism. You always put yourself as the focus of the conversation when in fact, the other person just wants to hear from you na, what? I really do not know what to say. But just know that I am here. Simple lang, hindi yung, ako nga nung nangyari sa akin yan, ganitong ginawa ko, ganyan ginawa ko. No! That is not showing compassion. That is showing conversational narcissism.
And Pilar, siguro marami din sa mga teachers natin, they really are very good listeners, di ba?
Yes.
Sa mga teachers natin, isang quality ng mga teachers natin. At marami din sa mga teachers natin ang talagang nagsasacrifice for their students, hindi ba? Ngayon, merong policy ngayon, Pilar, di ba? Na you more or less understand your students if they cannot connect, pag minsan nawawala sila sa habang nagle-lesson kayo, nawawala yung connection ng estudyante. Di ba? So, talagang na-stretch ang teacher. Pero yung teacher, marami din siyang stress, hindi ba? Maraming stress ng teachers.
Totoo.
So, what can we tell our teachers who are stressed?
Okay. Just last week, there was really a clamor for what they call academic freeze or lenient week, no, there was a clamor for that. Itigil lang lahat. So what I told the students in my conversation with them and the teacher, it should not be academic freeze, it should be academic ease. No, kasi pag freeze, tigil na lahat.
Is mo lang.
Academic,
Oo.
is
That's
lang, no?
right.
So what is this is, no? So what we did was for 1 week, no screen. Stop muna ang screen time. Okay? On the 25th, just upload your materials. After that, no connection whatsoever with the students. Even the teachers, no screen time. It's time for you to take to rest, okay, to recover. So yung academic is for respite and recovery. Double R. So, sabi naman teachers, ma'am, thank you very much. Kasi sila din, pagod na din sila. Yes, that's true.
Yeah. And then, so na-stress sila, na-stress din yung students. What can you say naman to the parents who are also stressed? Para huwag silang magkakaroon ng depression, no? What can you tell them na, relax.
Alam mo, ang mga parents, hindi lang stressed, stretched din.
Dalawa yan ngayon, no? Stress and stretch.
Stretch pa sila, no? Stretch na yung patience
Hindi
nila.
lang stress. Distress.
Oo, no?
Imagine.
So, stress na yung parents. So, what do we tell the parents, no? Yung classic wisdom ba, no? Like, 1, there are things we can control. Know which those things you can control. Like, for example, I was at my wit's end. No? Ano ba gagawin ko dito? Can I control this? So what my son did? Buy another gadget. But we cannot tell the parents that. Some parents really cannot afford. So, what is it that you can control? Then do something about it. What is it that you cannot control? Simply accept it. Kasi pag hindi natin in-accept yan, ma-stress tayo na ma-stress kasi hindi mo naman control yan. So, ano magagawa natin?
Pero tinatry mong i-control.
Pero
Na-stress ka tuloy.
Yes. Na-stress ka tuloy. And it's beyond your control.
Ang favorite prayer ko nga yung Lord, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. The courage to change the things that I can. And the wisdom to know the difference.
And the wisdom
talaga naman yung wisdom Minsan
Yes.
pakialaman. Alam mo, alam mo kung bakit?
Actually, parang hindi yan hindi yan sumusurrender. Pag sinabi mo ng tama na, eto na yon. Hindi yan surrender. It's really wisdom na alam mo. Alam mo na hindi yan na yan.
Correct.
Oo. Okay?
Huwag ka na itong social media, di ba? Ma'am, ito na lang social media, pansinin ninyo. Napakagandang tool ng social media for learning, for communication, for socialization. Pero tingnan mo ang social media kung ano na siya ngayon. Di ba? Kung ikaw dilawan, galit ka sa DDS. Kung ikaw DDS, galit ka sa dilawan. Tapos na-stress ka sa mga post nila. Mamaya, pati ikaw kasali na. Wala ka namang, hindi ka naman kilala na pinatanggol mo mga tao.
Oo nga. Huwag mo nang pansinin yung nakaka-stress.
Yes, that's
iwasan na yun.
Huwag nang pansinin yung nakaka-stress.
We have weaponized. We have weaponized social media. Diba? Instead of heightening your being sociable, na-weaponize siya. No? And then that's the sad thing.
Kaya ngayon, mabuti na lang meron tayong bridges. Kasi dito sa bridges, i-connect natin lahat. Huwag nating i-divide. I-connect ang lahat. Kaya i-connect yung mga maps sa schools. By the way, ang MAPSA merong bagong presidente ngayon, si Father Albert Delvo.
He's also the
congratulations, Father Albert. So siya yung president ng MAPSA.
I was thinking, if I if I were a new parent now and I had small children, nako, I would also be going through a very difficult time.
Yes, oo. Pero hindi rin naman natin sinasabi na ang teachers na nagsasacrifice. Lahat talaga nagsasacrifice para sa mga estudyante. And knowing this, na hindi lang teachers ang nagsasacrifice.
Yeah. Ayan.
Yeah.
Din
Oo.
Teaches
ah,
ang mga
Yeah.
marami ding sacrifices. Ano yung message naman natin sa estudyante? Din Pilar.
Oo. Anuin ko muna yung sa parents, no? I think should not only be the parents, it's the entire family who should be into this.
Yes.
Okay, not only the mother, but also the father, and if the other older
Definitely.
siblings,
Oo.
yes, no, it's the entire family. It's actually a family affair. Okay, and that,
Ngayon, ang
that would
learning
ease,
family
yeah,
affair na.
yes, and that
Oo.
would ease things because it becomes, a burden shared by the entire family, diba? When burdens are shared, they become lighter. Now, what is my message to the students, no? Some students are really uptight, very uptight, no? Because they are very much concerned about their grades. Okay? Yung ibang estudyante naman, chill lang. No? Chill lang. I mean, one day at a time lang tayo, no? There are really some students naman who have really given up. No? In fact, we experienced the highest number of students now who went on a leave of absence. Nag-LOA sila. Okay, one is because they cannot really get into the groove of using online resources. Is because some students naman, their parents wouldn't allow them, no? Parang sabi, sayang lang yung babayad natin, huwag ka na muna mag-aral. Especially the lab heavy courses. Now, what is my message to the students? Students, listen to your heart. Listen to your heart. What is it that your heart is telling you at this time? Okay, because where your heart is, there you are. And at the very core of our heart, God speaks to you. Okay, and when you listen to that, you'll be able to know the best thing that you should be doing. We live in a very noisy world. Okay, and the advice that I can give to the student is allow time for silence. Allow time for silence because, like Pope Benedict said, silence is the language of God. It is in silence when we can really gain the wisdom that we need to have and be able to be guided on the proper things that we should be doing at this time. Okay? Maingay na masyado ang mundo. Students, have time for silence, have time for contemplation. There, you will know and hear what is in your heart.
This is a beautiful message to them. Naku, nakaka-touch naman yan. No? It's really a very beautiful message to them because,
Thank you.
Our students, many of them are restless. Many of them are finding it hard. They're saying that it's so hard to be getting connected. It's so hard to understand the lesson through the internet. And yes, no, in the silence of their heart, they will really find the meaning of everything that they are experiencing now. What about the teacher? Meron kang message, Pilar? Just a few things more for the parents before we close we end our show.
For the teachers, I coined a phrase Kasi resilience would tell you, sugod mga kapatid, di ba? No? But hope will tell you, luhod mga kapatid. Okay, so hindi lang basta sugod mga kapatid, luhod mga kapatid. In other words, di ba? May mga pagkakataon na hindi kailangan sumugod-sugod because sometimes the true test of courage is when you try to step back. Okay? Analyze the situation from a vantage point and then kneel down. Okay. For my dear teachers, again, I would tell them, we are all in this together. Walang iwanan. Sinama na nga nila ako sa group chat ng kanilang faculty association when in fact hindi dapat kasi pero sinama nila ako doon so that from time to time, like for example, there was this magta-transfer tayo ng faculty room and there was this, faculty nostalgia about leaving the faculty room. Okay, but I have to tell them that life is about hello and goodbye. And between hello and goodbye, there are tears and laughter. We just have to find the laughter in between the hello and goodbye. So,
Oh, that's
laugh a lot,
beautiful. Yeah.
laugh a lot, love a lot. No, yun ang maganda natin.
Oy, thank you so much,
Yes,
Pilar, ha?
you're
Napakadami ng
welcome.
mga insights na yan, ha? Napakadami
Mm-mm-mm.
naman. Despite, I know you were very stressed this
Yes,
today
I
because you have been
was.
trying to
Oo.
connect with us. Thank you so
Yes.
much for all those
You're
thoughts,
welcome.
for all
You're
those
welcome.
insights. And I'm sure Carl is also very inspired. Marami sa mga sinabi mo,
Yeah.
nakakakurot ng puso. Nakakakurot din naman ng
Naman.
utak, ano? Thank you very much. Carl,
You're
meron ka
welcome.
pang gustong sabihin. Carl.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dean Pilar. It's really, it's a beautiful Sunday evening we spend with you. Alam mo, hindi talaga madali yung pinagdadaanan. Sino mo masabing madali
Yes.
to? Pandemya to, no?
Yes.
Wala namang expert dito.
Oo,
Yes.
yes.
Kanya-kanya lang tayo ng problema. Ang masasabi ko lang, we are not in the same boat,
Yes.
but we are in the same storm. That's
Yes.
what you have to
Oh,
remember.
yeah.
We're not in the same boat. Iba-iba tayo ng bangka. Pero iisa yung bagyo dumating sa atin. Kaya nga, if together we can brave the storm, we should never forget that the best sailors were not made by the smooth sails, but through the rough sails. And this is a very rough sail we are going through. And what does not kill us will make us strong. So just
Yes.
fight.
Thank you
Just
so
fight.
much, Carl. You know, we should thank you, Carl, for this opportunity of partnering with you. You have really given us the opportunity, the UST Alumni Association, Inc., and of course, the College of Education Alumni Association, Inc. So I really, in behalf of our associations, we would like to thank you for your generosity. Matagal ka ng generous sa amin, pero maraming salamat sa pagpapatuloy, no? To all our viewers, in behalf of Carl, in behalf of our guest speaker, Pilar, I thank you very much for
You're welcome.
joining us this evening. And I hope to see you again on Sunday at 6 o'clock. Be with us. You see, in this show, there are no walls, only bridges. Bridges that connect us, bridges of sharing, bridges of learning, and bridges of receiving. Magandang gabi sa inyong lahat. Enjoy the night.
All right. God bless everyone. Stay safe. Thank you, Dean Pilar.
Stay safe.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.